Which is the best web hosting service for small business and why? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of Misty Morning and Focus combination. So good, so good. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a tech day. A lot of you guys have been asking me about what I use as a web hosting provider. Why do I use them? What do I recommend and whatnot? So I want to give you a little bit of a backstory before I get into it. But before I do, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, go check them out. They're free. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. Go check them out. So a little bit of backstory about my web hosting journey, let's say. I've been web hosting for probably about 15, 20 years, really long time. I was with GoDaddy for over 15 years, just so you get an idea. Now, over at GoDaddy, I had a standard web hosting setup all the way up to like a VPS, which is a virtual private server just for myself. And over time, the writing was on the wall and their just customer service just went downhill. The value proposition of staying there just simply didn't make sense. So I said, you know what? It's time to uproot my 20 plus sites and move them to another hosting company. Now, for me, I always want to make an informed decision. That's just how I am. I wouldn't say analytical. I'm artistic and analytical. It's a hard thing to do, but I'm kind of in the middle, right? So I want to make the best decision because we're spending a lot of money on these things. So we want to go the right direction. I know my wants and needs. So it'd be very easy for me to check other companies out. And that's exactly what I did is I took a look at like the top 5 hosting companies out there and I decided to test them out. I tested out Bluehost, HostGator, SiteGround, A2 Hosting, as well as Inmotion. And just to see which ones worked out the best. They all had like a money back guarantee. So I was able to test them for a few weeks, almost up to a month, and then say, I don't want you anymore. And that's it. And get my domain name off there. Now, luckily for me, I had a bunch of inactive domain names. So I was able to take some of those and put one to one host, another to another, and then build it out just to see how it works. Is it good? Is it bad? What are the things that I like and don't like about each one of them? And then go to the one that I like the best. And that's exactly what ended up happening. After weeks of doing this, I ended up going with SiteGround. So in this video, I want to tell you about SiteGround and why I went with them over the other hosting services. So if you have similar needs, maybe SiteGround would be something that you'd be interested in. Maybe it resonates with you. Who knows? But I'm going to give you all of this information. And then once again, you be the judge. Also, in the comment area below this video, add your thoughts to everything that I'm saying here. If I missed something, if I misspoke on something, whatever it is, in the comment area, put that information because we learn together. I'm not like master guru here and you sit there and just listen to everything I say. No, take everything that I say with a grain of salt. All right, that's very, very important. And add your feedback once again in the comment area below. It'll help me and it'll help everyone else also. So just to be clear, this is not a paid promotion or a type of sponsor thing, or I wasn't approached by the company to do a review on their product. This is just me simply providing information, sharing with you my experience. And then you can take a look at it and see if it's something that you like. For me, I think that this is the best for small business, and I'll give you reasons why, of course. Now, if you are interested in this platform, you can help the channel by using my link that goes directly over to their website. You're still going to get a major discount from doing so. And of course, you help out the channel at the same time. So that is not necessary, but if you would like to, I'll put it in the pinned comment as well as in the description and maybe down here, the link, very simple. I think it's like siteground.com/go/JCristina, I believe. If I'm wrong, you'll see it here. Anyway, so what I found out was SiteGround has been doing WordPress hosting for like 18 years. Now, I also read that they have just over 3 million domains currently hosted on their servers. So this is a pretty big company. It's not like a little company. Also, they do give free email as well as SSL and SDN and backups. Now, this is all free, and I'll get into some of these things in just a minute. But when I was researching this, that was some of those little key points. I'm like, that looks really good. I like that. And then they were added to my top 5 list. Now, the other thing that was very important is you do get that 30-day money-back guarantee. That means that if you don't like it after 30 days, shut it down. That's it. No problem. That's one of the other things that I wanted to make sure that the top 5 that I selected had. Another thing that's important in this video, you'll see I say this all the time. If I was to come up with a keyword that represents SiteGround, the keyword would be custom. And I will get into that in just a minute, but you'll probably hear me say this throughout this video, custom. So as far as SiteGround, it is built around Google Cloud infrastructure. So we know that it's going to be number one, fast, and it's going to be reliable. They built the entire thing around Google Cloud. So what I found was, unlike other web hosting companies out there, they custom build everything from the ground up. And this is what provides that additional speed, security, and whatnot that goes on with SiteGround. Now, even though they have the exact same services, or most of the same services as other web hosting providers, since they did custom write everything, there's just a smooth integration, the flexibility, the ease of use. It's just so much better than the other ones that I tested out. Also, there are some features that I'm going to talk to you about in just a moment that are just by far better than anything that any other provider has. And I'll get into that in just a second. Now, the onboarding process, or that web migration process, was just simply stupid easy. I mean, just anyone could do it. Literally move a site from one service provider to them in no time at all. They actually have a WordPress migrator that does it for you. Once again, another custom written plugin that just does a really good job. It just outshines any other one that I tested. SiteGround claims that once you move your website over to them, you'll see about a 30% on average speed increase. Why? I'm glad you asked. So what they have is this customized, once again, keyword custom, customized PHP, as well as customized MySQL for database, just simply making everything more efficient. And for me, coming from GoDaddy, this wasn't 30% faster. This was more like 2 or 3 times faster, which was amazing. And I'll get into that in just a minute. So the important thing is, not only is the site faster for me on the back end, adding things or doing things, manipulating the site, but also for visitors, because visitors are the most important thing. And if you have a visitor that's waiting for a site to load or for a page to load, they will on average wait for about 2 to 5 seconds. After that, they click the back button and they move on to another site, period. So if your site is not responding quickly, you're pretty much dead in the water. Now, back in 2012, SiteGround created Super Cache, and this is given to every single one of their web hosting plans for free. And what it does is it enables static cache, dynamic cache, as well as memory cache, and you have complete control over it. And what they say is this one thing alone will increase your website anywhere from 50 to 500%, depending on the complexity of the website. And what I found is, like I said, 2 or 3x. That's probably 300% faster with my specific site. So what they're saying is 100% accurate. It is a major speed difference between what we see here on SiteGround in comparison to the other providers. Now, for me, WordPress is my favorite CMS. If you don't know what CMS is, it's basically a content management system. Now, there's a lot of them out there. There's like Joomla, there's Drupal, and a bunch of others. But WordPress is the number one in the entire world. So you might as well use it because there's a lot of options or a lot of plugins for it. Now, SiteGround was built almost specifically for WordPress. They built the entire system around WordPress and offering WordPress sites. So SiteGround knows WordPress, and they do it well. Like I said, 18 years so far of WordPress management and tweaking. Now, the thing is a vanilla WordPress installation is a dog. It's generally really slow, but using their custom optimization, matter of fact, they have another plugin called SiteGround Optimizer plugin. And this plugin is super cool because it speeds up WordPress in general, up to like 500% faster. So all of these things together are just simply spot on to what I am seeing with my service. I am seeing anywhere from 200-300% speed increase. So everything I've told you so far is for free. They don't charge you anything extra for all of this stuff. And I like that a lot. The other thing that is very important to me is having the ability to change PHP versions. Now, if you don't know what PHP is, PHP basically runs the web, right? And there are certain versions out there that are faster than others. You can use a very current one, a new one, or you can use an old one. If you're using old ones, you end up with security issues, so you really want to get a new one. The way SiteGround has it is they're constantly updating the PHP. So as a new PHP comes out, they add their stuff to it, their secret sauce to make it even better, and then they introduce it to all of the websites. It's done automatically. So you're always secure. You're running the fastest possible PHP client, let's say, out there. They have a means of being able to change which PHP you're currently using. And that for me was a game changer. So for example, if you're a company that needs to offer something for like a week or maybe a month on your site, and maybe it's some type of form or some type of whatever, and that plugin only runs on a past version of PHP, with a couple of clicks, you can downgrade that specific website to that PHP version, and then do what you need to do for that week or 2 weeks, and then delete that plugin that only runs on the older version and automatically upgrade to the latest again. That was such a game changer for me because that would happen a lot. And now we can literally just go from PHP version to PHP version or just keep the latest and greatest. And that is it. That was major for me. Also, they offer, which I think is fantastic, is 24-hour customer service. So through Trouble Ticket or through online chat, you're going to get 24-hour customer service. That is great. Now, they are friendly over there when it comes to like chat, but what I've noticed is they're not as top-notch as they once were. When I first started with them, I think that the people that were on the other side of the chat were more knowledgeable than they are now. Now it's a little bit more boilerplate and they kind of tell you where to go instead of really knowing their shit, so to speak. But that being said, they are, I would say at this point, on par with all of the other ones that I tested. So I wouldn't say that they're fantastic, but they're on par with all the rest. But it is 24-hour, 7 days a week. You can get a hold of someone through, once again, through Trouble Ticket or through live chat with them, which is good. Now, that being said, once a server is set up and your website is working, functioning 100%, the chances are of you having to do any type of support anything is next to nil. It just simply works. And all of the updates happen automagically, right? So that is the one thing that I really like about SiteGround. All of the backups and all of the updates to the websites and all of the plugins and all the rest of the stuff happens, once again, automagically. You don't have to do anything. It just simply does it. Now, I am an anal retentive person, so for the very first month of being with them, I was still doing everything manually. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to just turn on auto and just see if SiteGround could actually do it without breaking anything. And sure damn enough, no breaking. Everything was great. I never touch it anymore. I can't even believe it. But that's for a whole nother video on how much time that this has saved me just using them in comparison to running a VPS over at GoDaddy. Anyways, they do have daily backups that go on continuously. So you have access to 30 days of daily backups. So if something goes sideways, you can go back a day and just refresh your whole entire website to what it was 24 hours ago. So that is really great because some of the companies actually charge you to host a backup, like GoDaddy. If you want backups, yeah, you can have backups. You could do them yourself, or we can do them for you, and you can pay this amount every month. These people over at SiteGround give it to you for free, and I think that's absolutely awesome. And the integration is, once again, perfect because it's all custom. So if you want to go from today to yesterday, you click a button, and within a couple of minutes, boom, you're now back to yesterday. So if you broke something, it's no longer broken. That is really, really cool. Now, if you have ever used WordPress in the past, you know there is a ton, an infinite amount of plugins out there. I remember Trevor, colleague of mine, one that I did Digital Photography Cafe with for many years. He used to always say, this is like a quote for him, there's a plugin for that, Joe. It doesn't matter what I asked him. Does this do this or can we do this? There's a plugin for that. The problem is not all plugins are created equal. And the chances of a plugin not playing well with the rest of the plugins, if they're not written properly, is pretty great. And sometimes an entire site will be rendered inoperable because you installed this plugin. And now you're like, shit. And in the past, I would have to then go and find an archive and then go and rebuild the site, or go and try to figure out what files got corrupt or what files got it was a headache. But with SiteGround, not only do you have those 30 backups that you can use, they also give you 5 manual slots to be able to do a manual backup anytime you want. So for me, if I'm going to install a brand new WordPress plugin, I immediately go over to that manual backup and I say, go ahead and create a restoration point from here right now. As soon as that's done in a minute or two, I go in and I install the plugin. If the plugin is running great, fine. But if it goes sideways and breaks the system, I go right back in and I say restore. And now, instead of going all the way back, let's say 12, 15 hours ago, I have a backup that's only a minute old, let's say, or 5 minutes old. So that is really great. Once again, they give you 5 of these manual backup slots per website. I think this is probably one of my favorite features that they have. I freaking love it. I think it is absolutely awesome. It makes things just so much less miserable when it comes to managing a WordPress site and doing updates and installing new plugins and whatnot. You don't have to worry about it because you're covered by these restoration points. 5, once again. So anyways, they also have a couple other features I just want to bring to your attention. Number 1, they have SG Security Plugin. Once again, another custom, keyword custom plugin that they wrote from scratch. And what that does is it hardens your website's front end, let's say, all right, from attacks. They also give you free SSL certificates. Now, if you don't know what an SSL certificate is, if you don't have one for your site, you need one. If you don't have one, it is a problem. Basically, it gives you the ability to have a secure website. So if you go to a website and you go to HTTP, well, that's an insecure website. If you go to HTTPS, it's a secure website. Also, some of the browsers will give a little lock key. You'll see a lock or an unlock. If it's locked, you know that it's a secure website. Google doesn't even play anymore. If your site is not secure, if it doesn't have an SSL certificate, they don't even list it. They won't even show it. So if you don't have a SSL certificate, you need to get one, even if you do nothing else with this video. Very, very important. If not, just forget about Google. No one's going to find your website, period. Anyways, I remember back in the day when I would update my website literally at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., right? Make changes because I didn't want anyone to see me actually doing the changes. Or if I broke something, I can fix it. Right? There was not a lot of people on at the time. Well, SiteGround has a really cool tool that they wrote, and it's called staging or staging tool. And it allows you to take a image of your site right now and make like a copy of it and stick it into the staging ground and do whatever you want to it. Make your updates, whatever you want to do, add stuff to it, change things. And when it is perfect, move it from staging back into live. That is awesome. Once again, no more 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You could do staging for like a month if you wanted to and do collaboration with other people. And there is a lot of collaborative stuff that goes on with SiteGround that I'm going to get into in this video because this video is going to go too long as it is. Anyways, just understand staging is available and it allows you to be able to change things, customize things, do whatever you want, break things. And when you get it just right, move from staging to live. And that's it. Very, very good. This feature absolutely rocks, in my personal opinion. SiteGround also has something called scaling. Back in the day, if I wanted to add memory or more space or whatever, I would have to go and create a brand new VPS, a new virtual machine, and then migrate everything from one machine to the other, and then put the other one live and shut the other one down. It was just a day or two event. Just such a hassle. With this scaling system that they have, it allows you to at any time change your service, let's say. So how much memory you have, how much hard drive space do you have, how many cores, how many CPU cores do you have? Let's say you have a lot of traffic from a database, you need a lot of CPU cores, just add them. You can do it on the fly. Also, what they have is auto scaling. Now, this is unbelievable because it automatically scales for you based on traffic. So let's say if you do an event or some type of ad campaign and your site just gets flooded with traffic. Well, this auto scaling will automatically add CPU cores, it will add file space, it will add RAM, whatever it needs to do so your site doesn't run slow or crash. So this happens on the fly. And what's really cool is you can go into the setup and say, this is how big the maximum size that I want it to get. All right. And then you can set that or dial it in. And then it will vary based on your traffic so that anyone that visits the site, doesn't matter if it's 100 people visiting or 100,000, they're going to get the exact same experience. That is phenomenal. I absolutely love that. Now, when it comes to pricing, the SiteGround has 3 different plans. They have a startup plan, a grow big plan, as they call it, and a go geek plan. And each plan gives you different functionality. As a matter of fact, I'll throw it up on the screen so you can see it. Now, the startup plan, I really don't recommend, as it doesn't give you unlimited web hosting, like unlimited websites, whereas the other 2 does. So for me, I have a lot of websites. I really need unlimited. So I would go with a Grow Big or a Go Geek. Now, the prices are about 73% off right now. So for the startup, it's $3.99 per month. The Grow Big is $6.69 a month, and the Go Geek is $10.69 a month. Now, of course, that is for the first year. After that, it goes to the regular pricing, but these are pretty much comparable to all 5 of the services that I checked out. It's probably middle of the road, somewhere right around there. It's not the cheapest and it's not the most expensive, but I do think that it is the best currently out there, in my personal opinion. So like I said before, if you want to support the channel, you can. You can go to the pinned comment or the description, and I'll put a link in there, or I'll put it right down here, and you can probably see it. It is, once again, siteground.com/go/JCristina. That's it. Very simple. siteground.com/go/JCristina. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I personally think that this is the best out of the 5 that I've tested, and that's why I have been using it. If you want more information about SiteGround, or if you want me to show you around and give you a little walkthrough, or if you have any other questions in the comment area, let me know. Maybe I'll make another video, or maybe I'll just answer the comments below, either which way. If you've enjoyed this even a little bit, please throw it a thumbs up. That would be awesome. Very much appreciated. Share it with your friends, family, colleagues, Reddit, Facebook, wherever. Also, subscribe to the channel and click this little button over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. And if you just want to say thank you, I would appreciate it. You can click the little button down here that says thank you, or just become a member of the channel. That would be very much so appreciated. Anyways, that's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.